Today's roller coaster review is Yankee Cannonball at Canobie Lake Park. This is a vintage wooded roller coaster, and it's by far the smoothest wooded roller coaster I have ever ridden, period. This will really surprise people, first time riders. This will really surprise first time riders. It's probably in my top 25 of my favorite roller coasters that I ever. Probably not top 20, but probably top 25 because this thing is smooth. It's really smooth yet good airtime on the coaster. So today, for this coaster review, I'm going to discuss good stuff. I'm going to discuss the good stuff about it. And I don't think there's bad stuff about it. Go through ride experience, theming, and stuff like that. So let's start off with the stats first. As you can see, it's located at Canobie Lake Park in Salem, New Hampshire. It is manufactured by PTC, which means Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters. It's an out and back woody, and it's actually surrounding a parking lot. Um, and look at the stats. The stats are not impressive at all. Take a look at the stats. Height 65 feet, speed 35 miles per hour. That is the max speed. The speed is not impressive at all. And then it has zero inversions. It was opened in 1930. And it's actually over 100 years old because it was at a park, I believe, in Connecticut. Not Lake Compounds or Quasi, but it was in a park, I believe, in Waterbury, Connecticut. That's the town. But this is a very smooth wooded roller coaster. It's a really fun too. I do like this coaster a lot. Really smooth. It's probably the smoothest vintage wooded roller coaster that I've ridden, and probably the smoothest wooded roller coaster that I've ridden. This is a really smooth wooded roller coaster. It's fun. So yeah. So let's take a look at the station and queue line. So queue line, there is nothing. I just want to tell you that I think this is the most popular attraction at the park actually. Like because this coaster gets really long lines. Like Untamed does get lines because Untamed is like the star attraction at Canobie, and it's one of those big. It's the biggest coaster at Canobie. But this one is actually like the fan favorite. Like Yankee Cannonball is the fan favorite because it's a vintage Woody, and I believe it's an American Coaster Enthusiast landmark, or an ACE landmark. I'm not sure, and it's also you get plenty of amazing airtime, and the restraints are great on the coaster. The restraints are cool, and it's smooth too, really smooth. Like I have not felt a rattle on this coaster. This is a really smooth wooded roller coaster. Untamed is rough. I think the helix before the second and third inversion on Untamed is rough, but this coaster is smooth. Yankee Cannonball, one of the smoothest wooded roller coasters, and maybe one of the smoothest roller coasters that I have ridden. You gotta hit up Yankee Cannonball if you have not yet. This is a smooth wooded roller coaster. So let's go through station. And then there's nothing in the station. They run one train. They have the second one on the brakes. Something like Thunderbolt at Six Flags New England. That is like usually like there's usually one, and then probably they usually use the other one probably for the year after, like something like what Thunderbolt has. Because 2017, I think Thunderbolt runs the blue train, and then next year it's gonna run the red train on Thunderbolt. For Yankee Cannonball, it runs, I believe, the blue train. Sometimes I'm not sure, but so and then this train usually runs one train. There's no two trains like Comet. And actually, every wooded roller coaster in New England runs one train. That is what I heard. Um, so that means Boulder Dash, Wooded Warrior, Rorosaurus, and Excalibur all run one train. So yeah, and this is probably the smoothest wooded roller coaster in New England by far. I have not ridden Excalibur yet at Funtown Splashdown. Hopefully, going next year to Funtown, but I heard people say that coaster is a little rough. Rorosaurus is smooth, smooth butter. Um, while Wooded Warrior, it is smooth a little bit. If you sit in the back, it could get a rattle on Wooded Warrior. Rorosaurus could also maybe get a little rattle-ish as well. I have not experienced those coaster in years, Wooded Warrior and Rorosaurus. And Rorosaurus is the newer one, so I have not ridden it since 2014. I think Wooded Warrior I haven't ridden since 2013, so it's been quite a while since I've ridden both of them. Hopefully going back next year to ride both of them. But Yankee Cannonball is by far the smoothest wooded roller coaster in New England. I feel like it's smoother than Boulder Dash. Boulder Dash, I like. Boulder Dash is better than Yankee Cannonball, but Yankee Cannonball is smoother than Boulder Dash. So let's get into ride experience. So first up, you take, I believe, a turn right and you start lifting the 65-foot lift hill. Drop, I believe, is 63 feet. And like I said, you reach a top speed of 35 miles per hour. I mean, that is not impressive at all. It's not even hitting 40 miles per hour. And then you go through a bunch of airtime hills, like you go through several floater airtime hills. This coaster is surrounding a parking lot, like a parking lot, and then you go through, and then you take a turn. And this is kind of like Common at Hershey Park. Like Common at Hershey Park is also smooth butter as well for a vintage Woody. You do a turnaround. You do a couple airtime hills. Make a turn to the left. Do a couple airtime hills, and then that is done. So what am I gonna give Yankee Cannonball a score? I'm giving it a 6. That is pretty impressive for a smaller vintage Woody. That is pretty impressive that I'm giving it a 6. Like I said, if this coaster was rough, like Wildcat at Hershey, if this coaster was rough, then I'll probably give it a 3. But on the restraints, airtime, and smoothness, this coaster is getting a 6. This coaster isn't intense at all, but with its airtime, smoothness, and it's getting a 6. If it didn't have much good airtime or much good smooth, if it wasn't that smooth, if it was like maybe comparable of like Boulder Dash at Lake Compounds, then this will probably be getting like a 4 or a 3. Boulder Dash is faster and it's much better, but this one is smoother. It's really smooth. Probably the smoothest wooded roller coaster in New England. So if you're in the New Hampshire area, around Canobie Lake Park, you gotta hit up Yankee Cannonball. That is an ace landmark that was built in the 1930s. And I forgot to mention actually that this coaster suffered a fire, I believe. I'm not sure. That's what I heard of. I think this coaster suffered a fire sometime in the 1930s. That's what I heard of, but I'm not sure. So I like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Yankee Cannonball? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I bet a lot of people do like it because it's an ace landmark and it's also traditional as well. So please post your likes, post your comments, and subscribe for more Coaster Box. I'll be posting some more reviews, countdowns, and a lot more. And I'll see you guys later.